What we'll do today is the maximum minima as far as Venn diagrams are concerned. There are a few questions that have come in CAT with respect to this. I think CAT 17 or CAT 18 quants, there was a question which was very specific on this. Okay, so where do you start? Right, so we will look at some of these basic things about. We'll have to anyway touch upon these basics. We'll just rush through that, right? Suppose you have, okay, let's take this as, let's say, maths. People knowing maths, people liking maths, people liking physics. You have, let's say, about 80 people here and about 70 people here. Okay, 80 people there, 70 people here. Now, there was this question in CAT which came asking you what is the what could be a number of people who liked both, or what could be a number of people who, I think that was the question, who liked both. So what could be a number? Okay, so which means, and that given some number, and then, and here we know if unless there's a total 100 people, if there are total 100 people, 80 of them like maths and 70 of them like physics. So we know how to do that. Number of A plus number of B minus number A intersection B, this becomes 50. Okay, so this becomes 30 and this becomes 20. This is something which we know. Okay, how to do that? That is because we have taken that all the 100 people in the class like either maths or physics. Okay, right? And the answer in that particular thing was, I think they had talked about answer both. They had given some answer like 92, then 58, 27, something of that sort of. Okay, what is the which of them could be a number? Okay, which means this 50 as an answer was not given, right? So 50 as an answer is something which is 100 people are there, so there could be a lot of people outside, right, who did not take part in any of them. So we need to find the maximum number of people who could have been here and the minimum number of people who could have been here, isn't it? What could have been the maximum number of people here and what is the minimum number of people there? That is what we know. This is something which this 50 is only when all the 100 people choose something, right? So how do you find that out? So these 1 or 2 will be able to do that, but then it becomes 3, 4, and 5, which was there in one of those mocks, then becomes very complex. So we'll have to solve it mathematically. Here it is easy. Suppose I'll tell you what is the maximum possible. So what do you do here? Right, you have a 70 physics here, and you have maths 80 here, right? So what is the maximum number of possible that people that can come here? It is 70, isn't it? I can have all these people coming here. That means this becomes 0. This becomes 10. Which how many people will go out? 20 people will go out. Is that okay? So the maximum number of people who can be there is 70. What is the minimum number of people who can be there? Minimum number of people will be, can we go below 50? We can't go below 50. Okay, 50 is the minimum number that can happen. You cannot have a situation wherein number of people are less than 50. If it is less than 50, I mean, it can't go less than 50. Okay, so the maximum number is 70 and the minimum is 50 and the range is between 50 and 70. So the number of people who like both can be between 50 and 70. Okay, so this is the only possible answer. Is that clear? So that was a question that was asked in the quants paper. Now, I think this is easy at this point. Have you understood this? How I got this 70? Are you okay with this? Right. What we'll do now is go to 3-level questions. Okay. If you have 3 of them, what we do? Oh God, not working. Not sensitive enough.
So answer should be.
It should be 68. It should be between. It can't be less than 50. It can't be more than 70.
Okay.
I think there's a problem. I'll just close this and again restart. Okay. There's a problem with this sensitivity. It's not responding. Now we look at a situation where there are 3 of them. Okay, and we'll try and pick up those maximum, minimum of all these categories. Okay, now let's assume that same thing will take, let's say, right. Let's say there are 100 people who like, let's say, hockey, basketball, let's say cricket. Okay, and you have, let's say, 60 here, 50 here, and 55 here. Right now, how do we start addressing this problem? Suppose somebody asks you, what is the maximum in some area, or what is the minimum, what is the maximum here, what is the minimum here? So all those things. So let's look at the ones which are very obvious. Okay, now we'll start off with at least one. Okay, at least we look at the 3. Look at all three. What is the maximum number of people you can have here? Okay, how will you go about doing it? Maximum number of people here, that means all 3. What is the maximum number of people having, what is possible? What is the maximum number of people possible? This is the lowest value. We saw that. You can take 50 people. That's the maximum number of people whom you can have here. Okay. You can have the maximum number of people there, in which case you need an extra 5 here. Okay, you need an extra 5 here. And you need an extra 5 here. Okay. That gives you everything. Is that clear? So the maximum number of people here possible is 50. Extra here will give you 5, and another 5 will give you 60. But then how do we arrive at this? Okay, this is something which looks intuitive, but then if you, this is very easy. But then if you ask you what is the maximum number of people possible who can do 2 of them, what is the maximum number of people in 1 of them, what is the maximum number of people in, what is the maximum number of people who will not be part of any of these things? So those kind of things become slightly more difficult. So the basic approach that we take is one approach. There are 2 approaches that we take. Okay, one approach, especially when you have, suppose they tell you that all the 100 are there, then there's one approach which is very, very powerful. What do? We take A. Okay, A means all the people who exactly 1. A is exactly 1. Okay, exactly 1. And B is exactly 2. Okay, the people who play exactly 2. And C is the people who play exactly 3. Okay, exactly. Right? We saw that if you add up all these, 60 plus 50 plus 55, how do you get that? It's basically the number of people who take 1 plus twice the number of people who take 2 plus thrice the number of people who like 3 of them should be equal to the sum of these 3. I think we have seen that. It's like, say, okay, let's look at it from another, how do we conceptually understand that? It's basically saying, let's assume that for every person who likes hockey, you're giving a chocolate. Okay, and for every person who likes basketball, you're giving him a chocolate. Or for every person who likes cricket, you're giving him a chocolate. Okay, so 60 people like hockey. So all these 60 will get chocolates. Is that okay? Then 50 people like basketball. So all those 50 also will get chocolates. Then 55 people are there. All those people also will get chocolates. But some of them will get 2 chocolates, isn't it? Who are the people who get 2 chocolates? Those people who are, well, let's say, there's A, B, C will get 2 chocolates each, isn't it? This guy will get a chocolate. B will get a chocolate from the guy from the cricket as well as from hockey. And the guy here, this is X. This guy will get 3 chocolates. Okay. The total number of chocolates is what? 60 plus 50 plus 55, which is 165. Okay. All the people outside. That means, let's take this as M PQR. Okay, we'll take this as PQR. So this is PQR. PQR, P plus Q plus R. All of these people get only 1 chocolate. While B, which is A plus B plus C. Okay, A plus B plus C. All these people will get 2 chocolates. And this guy will get, which is X, this guy will get 3 chocolates. And all together it will be so many chocolates. Another condition we have said that all these 100 would we choose either hockey, basketball, or cricket. So from here, what do we understand is A plus B plus C is equal to 100. Okay, is this okay? So we have two equations now. And we suppose subtract it, what happens? You get B plus 2C is equal to 65. That's your equation now. Is that clear? Are we okay till this point? So now this equation, are you okay? Is anybody having a confusion with this equation or this equation? I want you to voice it at this point of time. Any of these equations. Right. So I mean, I hope you understood this concept of adding this up and then getting this. If you have understood that, then this is easy. So B plus 2C. So what are the possibilities? B plus 2C means take B plus 2C is equal to 65. It's a special equation, which means you can the minimum value for B is what? 1, and the maximum value for C is 32, isn't it? 32 to 2 plus 1, and the maximum value for B is what? B, the maximum value will be 63, and this will be 1. Okay, this will be the maximum minimum values for B as well as C. Okay, and based on this, and see, if this is the situation, then what will be the maximum value for exactly 1 from here? So here you'll get A. Based on this, you get 67, and the minimum value possible here is 32, 64, which is 36. Okay, let's try drawing a Venn diagram based on this so that we get clarity on this and see whether it really works. Okay, so this is okay, isn't it? So let's just try drawing one of them. Okay, let's try drawing one of them. We're taking 32 inside. Okay, 32 is C. Okay, 32 is inside. This is 60. This is 50, and this is what? 55. So 32. We are drawing this. Okay, 32 inside. So and then there is only 1 outside. So we'll take that 1 here. Okay, randomly I'm putting. I mean, if we find difficulty, then we'll look at it later. So here you have 32. This is 0, 0. There. Okay. Exactly 2 is only 1, isn't it? Exactly 2 is only 1. And here we have 67 outside. So you have 32 plus 18. We have to add here 33 plus 27. Here we have to add. No, not 30. 33 plus 22. You have to add here, and there you have to have 33 plus 27. Does this add up? 33 plus 27. 27. It's okay, isn't it? It adds up. Which is what? 40. Does it add up? 40, 47. Yeah, it adds up. 67. It's correct. So this adds up. Is that okay? So which means this is going to be your value, provided this 100 is given. Okay, this 100, all the 100 people are taking. We are not looking. When it is not all the 100, becomes slightly more complex, and then it becomes, you cannot solve it using this method. That method we'll discuss in the second stage. Now we are assuming that all the people get there. There's another variable outside which you are assuming it to be 0. Okay, none of the people are there who do not choose any one of them. All of them choose either hockey, football, or that. Okay, so now in this case, now this is okay. Now let's try drawing the other one. The other one is what? The other one is where you have 1 here. Okay, then you have 63 here. You have 63 here, right? And then 36 outside. So 63 is going to be, how do you draw that now? 1. So you'll have to draw 50, 60, and this is 55. So how do you get these values here? 63, isn't it? Let's take, we'll take, I'm just taking 21 each, okay? Just randomly, I'm taking 21 each to find, maybe it will work out. Otherwise, we'll have to take A plus B, A plus C, and all those things, okay? But 42 plus 143, I'm taking 7 here. 42 plus 143, I'm getting 12 here. And 42, 43, I'm getting 17 here. 24. This works out. Perfect. This works. No problem. Okay. So this is, so if you've got all the maximum minimum values. So this is the maximum value for your single guy. Maximum number of people who will play one game is 67. Minimum number is 36. Here you have a minimum, maximum, maximum, minimum. Is that okay? I'm stopping for the time being. Any questions? Because I've talked about a method, and this method works perfect when this value outside is 0. Okay.
Sir, actually, I have a conceptual doubt.
Mm-hmm.
In this equation which you have subtracted from, you have got B plus 2C 65, right?
Yeah.
So as you were telling that you are seeing that chocolates like we are talking about.
Yeah,
so basically, this is the additional chocolates that were consumed by the same number of students, right? Like more than one.
Yeah, more
If
than
you
that.
look at it from that point of view,
Yeah.
like B is having 2 chocolates. Every
Yeah,
child
the-
is having 2
Every
chocolates.
guy, every child gets 2 chocolate. Yes,
Yeah, and in C, every child gets 3 chocolates.
perfect.
Okay, so but when you are coming towards the minimization and maximization,
Mhm.
like I didn't understand like how you can have one in it, like because even if there is one child,
Mhm.
you,
The
there
child
has-
will. No, it's not the number of chocolates. It's the number of children. No, this is all number of children, right? This is a number of people. It's not the number of chocolates. Number of chocolates is here. What is A? What is A? Is it chocolates or exact? The
Student.
number of people who getting exact. This is the number of people, no number of students. Number
Yeah.
of students is added up to 100. Some students get only 1. Some students get 2. Some students get 3. That becomes 165 chocolates. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So this is not the number of chocolates, but the number of students.
So basically, when you're giving even one, so that's like consuming 2 more chocolates, right? You have to consume 65 more. From an overall perspective,
Yeah, you have to consider, yeah, 64 more. Yes.
okay.
No, just look at it. Just add this up. 67 into 1. How much is that? Let's look at this first case. 67 into 1, 67.
Yeah,
Plus 2, 69. Plus 96.
165. Yeah.
Here, look at this. 36 into 1. Plus 63 into 2. 126 plus 36.
You got it.
162 plus. So this is the spread. Is that clear? This is where you have the maximum minimum value. So is that okay? But when it gets to 4, it becomes even more complex. He said this is okay as far as you have 3 variables. It's fine. This is the simplest case. Okay, the 2 is very, very simple. We are not looking at this, the 2 Venn diagram. Okay, this is the simplest case of a 3 Venn diagram where we can get all of them. What is the first condition? There is nobody outside. All these 100 people are choosing A union B union C is equal to 100. A union B union C is equal to 100. We have not looked at the case of A union B union C. Less than 100 is not the case we are looking at. Okay. We have looked at only the case A union B union C equal to 100. Is that okay? Plus a 3 vendor. And we'll be able to figure this out. It's not a big deal because finally it has to become 100. Is this okay? Right now,
So here one thing. So we can't. We have just randomly chosen hockey and cricket to intersection to be 1, right? Because anything can be 1.
no, we solved this problem. We solved this, no? Didn't we solve this equation? We solved this equation, no? We solved the special equation. I put the maximum value and the minimum.
Yeah. But 1 could have been at A's place or C's place
Yeah,
also.
could be. I mean, see, I did it randomly, and then see, what I'm
This is
saying
just-
is, this is only a proof of it. This is only this is enough. If you do it in actual cat, this is enough. You don't have to go to this. Right? Once you do this and you get those values, those values will be
Okay.
correct. I'm just trying to prove to you that it works.
Okay. And this is one of 3 ways how it
Yeah,
can.
maybe
it can
if
happen.
you put 1 here, it'll work. It might work. I mean, I did not check it out. Maybe it'll work. Why shouldn't
Yes.
it work? It should work.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had a doubt. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gana.
You said that this would hold true only if people who are like if all of them are in the Venn diagram, like nobody's outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is the most simplest of it. First condition is A union B union C is 100. Okay, that's the first condition. That is why we are getting this equation. Otherwise, we won't get this equation, right? Suppose this was less than 100. What would you do?
Okay.
That becomes complex. So we will discuss that case. We will discuss that case next. But then you're going to have a different approach for that. See, in the last mock, we had a situation wherein it was the total number was not given, right? When the total number was not given, we need to still be able to get it, isn't it? How do we get that? What are the values? So that is adding complexity. And then if you have 4, you will get 3 variables. You will not be able to solve it, isn't it?
Yes.
Suppose the 4 Venn diagram. In the last mock, which I said we will do it in the next class, there's a 5 Venn diagram. You saw that, isn't it?
Yes.
That you're taking CAT, JM at different 5 entrance exams. So those kind of problems, how do you solve it? I mean, you can't go about drawing this. So we need to have a mathematical approach to it. But not to understand the mathematical approach, if we go through the Venn diagram, we'll at least be able to appreciate, okay, this is how it is happening. Then we stick to the mathematical approach. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So I just want you to relate the mathematical approach to the picture so that, okay, it is possible, right? And how are we arriving at that? That is all you need to know. Is that okay? Now, any questions on this? Because now we are going to increase the, I think, yeah, we have done a few in the last class. We did a lot of problems like this. In the previous Venn diagram, we actually did this. So I just rushed through this, this concept because there are about 7 or 8 problems. I rushed through this concept. Now I'm trying to explain it in depth. Is that okay? So I think if you go to the previous exercise which we did, that Venn diagram advanced, there are a few problems that we did. I don't want to repeat those problems. We did a few problems based on this method. Right now, I'm going to make it complex. I'm going to remove that condition 100. Okay. Now, how do you go about doing it? Now, for this, I'm taking a totally different approach to this whole thing. Otherwise, it's difficult. See, sometimes this question of what to maximize. Okay, I'll take this approach itself. It becomes the only problem thing is it becomes pretty difficult. You take this approach for that when you're having 100 there. Now suppose let's say it's not 100. We are just this is left, and then the question is very quick. What the first question could be? What is the maximum number of people who did at least one? That means you're saying what is A union B union C, isn't it? What is the minimum for A union B union B? What is the maximum for A union B union C? Okay, so that we can do. Probably that is easy. Okay, right? We'll just try doing that. What is the maximum for A union B union C? It's always 100. Okay, A union B union C, which is what? At least one. Okay, 100 is a max. So max for that. At least one. I'm talking about at least one. This is easy to get. Max is 100. You have seen that case. What is the minimum? Minimum is wherein you ensure that this you take 50 here, you take 5 here, you take 5 here. So what happens? You get 60. So this is the max. This is the minimum. Okay, this is the minimum. The largest number there is a minimum. Okay, because you can keep on adjusting in such a way that so the outside will be how much? Outside will be 40, and this will be 60. A union B union C will be 60 in this case. Is that okay? 60. Is this clear? I think this much is clear. This is easy. I mean, that is the direct thing which we need to know. That for the maximum of A union B union C is all the people could choose something. That's at least one. That means there is nobody who is not choosing any one of them. Or the minimum is going to be the largest circle. Largest circle is 60. How did we get here 60? This is how we got 60. Okay, so this is 50, this is 55, and this is 60. So it cannot fall below 60. 60 is the lower range, and obviously the all the people who are part of the survey will be the maximum. Is this okay? Are you okay with this? Right. Now, at least 2, at least 3. What will be the okay when it comes to at least 3? Okay, let's look at let's say at least 2 is the most complex. Let's say at least 3, which means at least 3. Basically, I'm using the word at least 3 is exactly 3. I'm talking about here. What is the maximum that you can have? Is the smallest value. The maximum that you can have there is the smallest value. What is the smallest value out of 60, 55, and 50? Which is the smallest value? This is this picture here. 50 is the minimum value. Sorry, minimum is the maximum value. What is the what is the smallest value? What is the smallest value? This is important. This is something which we know. What is the minimum value? Minimum value, it is not always possible that 0 might come. Okay, right? Because these values are large enough, you're getting a 0. Sometimes 0 will not be possible. Here 0 may be possible. Okay, that we'll have to check out. So this is not sure. And at least 2, at least 3. That is also at least 2. At least 2. This we'll have to have a method to find that out. Okay. And then so these 3 areas we'll try working it out. Okay. And then you'll get a hang of it. Before that, this method will not work. Why? Because if you use this method, what is that? A plus B plus C question mark. We don't know. It just, let's say it is less than 100. That's all we know. And A plus 2B plus 3C is equal to 165. This much we know. but we don't know what could be these, but so we will not be able to use this method, okay? Right? So we'll use some other method, okay? And this, please listen very carefully. So I think what we'll do is I'll rub this, I'll come back again to this because I want to discuss this whole thing using, no, I think we'll discuss it here.
Sir, one thing, like how did you get 165 also should be less than, right?
Where?
Second equation which you have written, because there are some people outside, right?
Yeah.
So
Which one? Which one? You're talking about this?
second equation, just which you wrote, like
Where's
looking
that?
at the conditions.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. So that's fine. This condition should satisfy.
Like how? But there are some people outside, right? But it means
No,
you have
this condition has to satisfy. But there could be people outside, but the condition can still be satisfied. No, why not? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. You have 40 people outside. Isn't this satisfying this condition? Look at this. 50 people getting 3, 150. 5 people getting 2, 160. Plus 5 people getting 1, 165. You saw this?
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
So
correct.
this condition has to satisfy because you have given this. This condition is there. It has to satisfy this 165. But this constraint I'm removing now. So that's why it's becoming complex, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, sir, yeah.
If this condition is there, that's easy. That's what I'm trying to say. When to use which. When this condition is given as equal to 100, or you're given specific values for A union B union C, then you get two equations. You can remove some of those variables, and then you can manipulate. Is that what you understand what I'm saying? But
Yes.
when this becomes indeterminate, then you cannot use this method to do it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay. Yes. Sir.
So we need a different method. So we will look at this different method. Okay. So that we will. I'll just. So this is okay. A plus B plus C. Now we'll come up with something else known as. Okay. Now I'm going to. Right. So this one equation we have is A plus 2B plus 3C is equal to 165. This is one equation which we have. Okay. So now let's look at A. What is A? A is P plus Q plus R. What is 2B? 2 is 2 into A plus B plus C. And what is 3C? 3X. Is this okay? Are you okay with this equation? Right. Now, I'm trying to look at a figure. I'm rearranging this. Okay. I'm taking as P plus Q plus R plus A plus B. Sorry. A plus B plus C plus X. What is this? Can you tell me what this is? P plus Q plus R plus A plus B plus C plus X. What is that? It is actually A union B union C. Is that okay? It is at least one. Are we okay with this? The next one. What I'm taking is A plus B plus C plus X is equal to what? At least 2. And X, which is at least. I'm using a symbol here. I'll use a symbol like this, 1. Roman letters, 2. To denote what? I denoted this as A, B, and C, which is exactly 1, B as exactly 2, and C as exactly 3. Okay. Here 1 is what? 1 is at least 1. 2 is at least 2. Okay, this value, this Roman letter 2 is at least 2 and 3 is at least 3. And if you add that up, it's the same. See, basically, what I've taken one ABC from here and one X and put it here. This X I've added here. So if you add up this whole thing, what do you get? Tell me what you get if you add up this whole thing. You still get 165, isn't it? I just rearranged it. I'll stop now. I want you to get this very clear because this is the basis on which I'm going to solve, and this is very, very powerful method, and it works very fast and with these indeterminate cases. But you need to understand the basic logic behind this. Have you understood what I did? And I've not defined. You should not get confused between A and the Roman letter 1. A is exactly 1. I'll write this again. So this is at least 1. This is Roman letter 1. This is Roman letter 2. This is Roman letter 3. While A is exactly 1. This is exactly 1. This is exactly 2. And this is exactly 3. I want you to respond on this. If you have understood the difference. You're okay with this?
So no, can you explain again?
Did you understand? I mean, is this equation okay for you? This equation okay for you?
Yes.
Okay. What is that? P plus Q plus twice ABC plus thrice of X. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm taking one ABC and one X and adding it to this. What is P plus? So P plus Q plus R plus A plus B plus C plus X. What is that?
The total number of people.
That is A union B union C. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And what is A
Yeah.
union B union C? At least one.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
What is now this next one? Which is I have one ABC is gone here. Now the second ABC I'm taking and adding it to one more X. What is that? A plus B plus C plus X, which is at least 2.
What? I don't get it.
Have you gone through the basic Venn diagram?
Yeah.
We have gone through that. So what is A plus B plus C plus X? It is at least 2. 2 plus 3, no? Exactly 2
Okay.
plus exactly 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, this is exactly 1 plus exactly 2 plus exactly 3. This is 1A plus B plus C. This is exactly 1 plus exactly 2 plus exactly 3 means at least 1. Here it is exactly 2 plus exactly 3, which means it's at least 2. Is that okay? And this is
Yeah.
this is at least 3. Is that okay? Anybody else? Because if it is 0, is this okay? So if this is okay, then what is it? What is the condition? We get 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to what? 165. Is that okay? Right? 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 165. And it is at least 1 plus at least 2 plus at least 3 is equal to 165. Second condition. 1 should always be greater than or equal to 2, should be always be greater than or equal to 3. Is that okay? You can't have at least 1 less than at least 2. Can you have that? Because at least 1 will always be larger. I mean, you could have P equal to 0, Q equal to 0, R equal to 0, in which case at least 1 will be equal to at least 2. Are you okay with this? Plus, the additional conditions are these 3 are also conditions which will help you to arrive at. These are the 3 conditions which you know. Okay. These are the 3 things which we know. When any Venn diagram that you get, you know these are the things that will, these are the things that will work. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with this condition? If the number of people who are exactly 1 is 0, I'm talking about P plus Q plus R is equal to 0, then the number of people who are this will be equal to this, isn't it? I'm talking about the number of people who are choosing at least 1 will be equal to the number of people who are choosing at least 2. But otherwise, it will always be more. Even if you have one single, let's say if P is equal to 1, then obviously the number of people who are choosing at least 1 will be more than the number of people who are choosing at least 2. You cannot have a situation where the people choosing at least 1 will be less than the number of people choosing at least 2, and that also cannot be less than the number of people choosing at least 3. Are you conceptually okay with this thing until this point of time? Okay, are you okay with this? Now these conditions we have. Okay, now based on this, can I remove this? I'm removing this. Okay, I hope I'll just keep this for a time. If there is a confusion, I'll just remove this. This confusion, I'll do my calculations at the bottom. I'll just keep this for the time being. So people should not lose the reason as to what is 1, 2, and 3. And why have I taken 1 plus 2 plus 3 as this? Right. Now, these 3 conditions are also, this is something which we don't need any calculations for. Okay, at least 1. The maximum value will be 100. Okay, we have seen that maximum value will be 100. And the minimum value will be 60. That means the largest of it. And at least 3, the minimum will be, the minimum will be the smallest value here, which is what, 50. We saw that 50, which is what, basketball, right? That will be the minimum value. These three values we will directly get from any Venn diagram. Okay, even without any calculations. Right now, based on which now we are going to start off calculation. Okay, we are going to look at find out at least three. What is the minimum value possible? Okay, minimum value. So what do we do now? Now, one. I'll 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 165. We need a minimum value for this. Okay, so if you have to have a minimum value, which means this should be minimum, isn't it? So you should maximize these two. Okay, shouldn't you maximize these two? If you need to get a minimum here, you should maximize these two. Okay, right? Okay, so what do we do? So the first thing that you can do is we can maximize this by taking what? We can take this as 100. Okay, that's a maximum value that's possible. So maximize it. And here, what is the remaining? You have 65. Maximize it. How do you maximize it? You maximize, you take, you can take 65. You can take 65 here and a 0 here. Okay. Can you have this? See, I'm taking in such a way that this is maximized. This is also maximized because this has to be minimized. Okay. Now, this is the maximum value possible, 100, and this is the value. So now let us, is it possible to draw something with a 0 value? Is it possible to draw something with a 0 value? Now, so let's try solving it. Let's see if it is possible. See, this at least 65 is not possible. You know why 65 is not possible? Because you cannot have okay, 2 with 65. Let's try this out. So minimum value here is 60 and maximum is 100. Okay, let's try 0 here. And these two put together should be 60, these two are 65. So outside should be 35. Okay. So we'll have to figure out whether this is possible. Is this possible? Wherein 100 is given to at least 1. Okay. So what is now? What is exactly 1? What is exactly 1? Exactly 1 is this minus this is exactly 1. This minus this is exactly 2. So okay. So exactly 2 is 65 here. Exactly 3 is 35 here. Okay. So how do we split it? Get this 50 here, 55 here.
So I have a doubt. So we have taken 3 as 0.
We are taking 3 as 0. We are taking that as a minimum.
Okay, so in that case, x is 0, and then a plus b plus c is 65.
No, not a plus b plus c. No, not a plus b plus c. A plus b plus c is 35. There's at least 1. No, there's at least 1. There's at least 2.
Okay, yeah.
There's at least 1 and there's at least 2, isn't it? All right. So so how do you put this now? So we'll have to split this now. To get 50, let us put let's say 60 is here, so you need 65 here. So let's try 25. Put a 25. Let's try the 30. Let's say let's take a split it into exact parts. Let's take 22, 22, and 21. Let's take randomly 22, 22, and 21. Okay, let's take that. So here you have 55, you have 40, you have what, 30, 43 and 12 here, 44 and 6 here, and you have 22, 33. What is that? 43 and you have 17. Okay. So we are trying to minimize this. Okay. We're trying to minimize this. We're trying to minimize these. The other two should be maximum. So here we know the maximum that can happen here. The remaining will come here. Is that okay? So we are able to get this. Is that okay now? Are you able to get these values now? You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, it is very difficult to arrive at this value. I mean, you can take 0 here, but what would be the value here is going to be very difficult. I mean, this is going to be very difficult to define and arrive at if you take this method, a plus b plus c. And when we took that a plus b plus c, we found that one value we could not get the 0. You saw that 0. If you remember the previous one, what did we get? We got 1 as the smallest value. I think we got some other value as the smallest value. We could not get this 1. We could not get 0. I think we got, is this correct? 44, 60, 50, 53, 43, 12, 43, 17, 17, 6, 23, 35. Yeah, it's correct. Is that okay? Right now, so what is the minimum value here? This is the minimum possible value. Now let's look at the at least 2. At least 2 is slightly more complex. Okay. So what will we do here is we will do this at least 2. At least 2. Let's do the same thing here. At least 2 means we are looking at. Let's look at the maximum possible value of 2. What is the maximum possible value of 2? We need a maximum for 2. Okay. We need this to be maximum. That means you have to increase it maximum. So we think these two should be minimum. Am I right? Are we okay with this? Are you okay with my logic as I move forward? I'm trying to find the maximum value for at least 2. Okay, I'm trying to fill in this value here. Are you okay with this logic? Then what do I do? What is the minimum value for 3? We saw this as 0. This, isn't it? We saw this as 3. But here, the condition is that this 1 will always have to be greater than 2. This always will have to be greater than 2, right? We cannot have that. So which means what we need to do, that 165 has to be split in 2 parts. So, and in such a way that this is there. So what I can do is I can split it as 82 and 83, which will add up to 165. Is this clear? Is that okay?
So repeat.
There is is it okay that the 2 has to be maximized?
Yes, sir.
2 is maximized. Okay, 2 is maximized. But we cannot go beyond a limit because the condition says that 1 has to be greater than 2, na?
Okay.
So which means how will you split that 165? So what will be the maximum possible value of 2? Maximum possible value of 2 only be 82, right? You cannot go beyond that. Because if you go beyond that, then 1 will become smaller than 2. 1 cannot be smaller than 2, isn't it?
1 cannot be smaller than 2. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what does this mean? It means that how many people are exactly 2? At least 2 minus at least 3. Okay. At least 2 minus at least 3 is exactly 2. So you have 82 people in exactly 2 and 1 person here. 1 person who is exactly 1. Okay. 83 minus 82. So how do you draw this now? How do you draw this? Right. This is 0. And we need to get what? Now this is what? 50, 55, this is 60. And we need these 3 put together, we need what? 82. I'll put that 1 here. That 1 that is extra here, I'll put that here. Okay. Right. Now, now solving this will be difficult. So we need to have A plus, I'll take this as A, B, and C. Okay. So how do you solve this? A plus B is equal to 50. B plus C is equal to 55. Did it? And A plus C is equal to 59. Okay. Because I've taken that 1 there. So what is 2A plus A, B, C? How will you get the, now you can get the value of C from this. What is the value of C? 2 on the left hand side, 2A, B, C is equal to 55 plus 59. This is what? 105, 164. Is that? No. Yeah, 164. Right? 164. 164 is ABC divided by 2, 82. So C is 32. So C is 32. So this value here is 32. Okay. So I'm getting 32 here. B is 32. What is B? B is 82 minus is 29. 27. Right? Is that okay? So this is going to be your largest value, at least 2. The largest value is going to be 82. Is this okay? Now,
Yes.
what is going to be the minimum value for this? Now we have to get the minimum value. We have to get this also, the minimum value. What is the minimum value? Minimum value, what do you do? Now we have to look at the whole thing differently. We have to look at the whole thing. We have to minimize this, which means the other two will have to be maximized, isn't it? The other two will have to be maximized. Minimize this. Let's minimize this. Right? Minimize. So one, we'll have to probably try because it's we might have to try. Let's look at them, which means this has to be minimized. We're looking at minimizing this, which means these two will have to be maximized. Okay. Right. Now, but this maximization is 50. If I take 50 here, this is a maximum value. What will happen is automatically you will have this. This will have to be necessarily larger than it will have to be 51, right? Minimum value will have to be at least 50, isn't it? And this becomes 65. So that is one approach. But then that is not going to give you a minimum value. Can we have a value less than 50? Which means one approach would be to take this as 0. Okay. We can take this as one way of ensuring that is, I mean, you have to try 1 or 2 methods, but then it can be done much faster. Okay. So one way is maximizing this. So let's take this as 100. We'll take this as 100, maximize it. Okay. And this has to be minimum. This has to be minimum. And then these two put together should be how much? These two put together should be 65, isn't it? You cannot, this two put together should be 65. And this 2 should be equal to 3 or greater than equal. So the one possibility is 33 and 32. Okay. This is one way. This is one possibility. You have got this. Okay. Is this clear? This is one way of doing it. So we'll just have to check out. Only conditions are these conditions should satisfy. Okay. We should not, these conditions, these conditions, 1, 2, 3, this 2, 3 conditions plus this condition. It should get satisfied. If that satisfies, then it is an okay solution. So which means 33 could be a minimum value. Okay. But can we go below that? It cannot go below that. Why? Because no, if you have some value, let's say if you take a value, let's say 80 here, what happens? These two put together should be how much? Suppose I take a value 80. Okay. What happens here? This value should be total should be 85, isn't it? If I am taking 85 as a sum of this, then what can be the best possible? The best possible can only be 43 and 42, isn't it? Because this 2 definitely has to be more than 3. Okay. So which means 33 seems to be a lower value. We can also, and if you take, it is the smallest value. Why? Because there is no way you can, if you maximize 3, what happens? If you maximize 3, this becomes 50. So minimum value possible is 50. Isn't it? Because you cannot have a value for 2 which is less than this. And this becomes 65. So obviously this cannot be the minimum value. The minimum value is this. So the minimum value for this is 33. When you take 33, what happens? So that is also something. When you take 33, what happens? This is one possibility. And when you take 82, what happens? Okay, I forgot to ask you this. When you take 82, what happens? This becomes 17. Outside it becomes 17, isn't it? When you take 82, outside becomes 17. When you take 33, outside becomes 0. So irrespective of what is happening outside this value, this also becomes a variable in this whole thing, isn't it? This also becomes a variable. So in this case, what is this? In this case, I think we should change these values also. These values here. How many is exactly 2? Exactly 1. Exactly 1 is how much? Exactly 1 is 67 people, isn't it? 100 minus 33, 67. Exactly 2 is 1. And the total number of people is 61. This is 1. And then you have 32 people inside. We have seen that picture. 32, 31. We have seen that picture when we took 100. Okay. So this is the minimum number of people and this is the maximum number. Are you okay with this?
Sir, I wanted to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
You said that outside variable is there. Like, how do you get 17 when you have 33 outside? Like, I didn't
No,
get
no,
that.
no, no, I'm not talking about 30. I'm talking about when it is 82.
Yeah.
When it is this, we had what? 83, we had 80, 83, 82, and 0, isn't it?
Yeah.
So which means A union B union C was 83. So outside was 17. This is at least one, no? 83 is at least one. At least one means what?
Correct. So
So
basically,
0 is 17, no?
correct. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
And here it is 0
Yeah.
because we have taken A union B union C as 100.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anybody, any comment, anything? Because now I'm going to do 2 problems. I'm going to do 3 problems. 2 from the mockcats and 1 from that. There is one problem which we used a very, very complex way of solving it in the last class. But then if you use this method, a couple of problems can be solved much faster. And a couple of problems you can use the earlier method also. But then, well, if you've understood this, then we'll get to the mocks, because that is where we will really understand this part. And see, it is not necessary that this will be 0. Okay, this will be 0. It's not necessary. Suppose, let's say we take some smaller values here. Okay, then you might have a problem. Let's take some values like, let's say if we take this as 40, if we take this as 40, 45 and something like that. Let's say if you take some value like, let's say I take this as 40, let's say 35, and let's say 30. Okay, so smallest value will be 30. Okay, I'm taking this as 35. Okay, so what is this going to be now? This is 35. Okay, I'm taking this 35. So let's try this out. If this is the thing, what will happen? This is, oh god, is it not right? 35. Okay, now I'm talking at this 40, 30, and 35, which is 70 plus 505. Okay, so this becomes 105. This becomes 105. Now let's try solving all these again, one round. Okay, so this becomes 105. Okay, I'm taking this as 105. Okay, now at least one. This is okay. 100 is 101 is perfect. Minimum will be how much? Minimum will be 30, isn't it? Minimum will be 30. That's the smallest number that can come inside, isn't it? So this becomes 30. Okay, this becomes 30. Yeah.
Can you please explain at least one maximum is 100? I just how did we get on at least one is maximum 100? I just missed that part.
You came late?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult to explain this whole thing.
No, I understood the rest of them, but
the A union, this 100 is A union B union C. Huh? See, at least one. There, what I said was this: all these people put together is 100. I mean, this is 100 people were surveyed. 40 people like high.
This is what we know.
We know, yeah. The 100 is basically, I started off saying that 100 people were surveyed.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The 100 was because that was the initial data.
Okay, sir.
Okay, is that okay? I thought you had a okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now based on this, it's 105. Okay, right. Now based on this, now let's look at.
Minimum value should be 40, no?
Why? Or which minimum value?
35, 40. Like at least one minimum value.
Oh, at least one is okay. Yes, you're right. I actually mistook as this. Okay, I'm sorry. This is 30. This is 30 and this is 40. I'm sorry, Joanna. Thanks a lot. This is 40. Is that okay? I think this is clear, right? This is a 40. That's the largest value that has to come. This is a minimum value for A union B union C, and this is the maximum value possible for all three. Now, let us look at least three. At least three. Okay, at least three. What will be the minimum value for at least three? And we need a total of 105. Okay, and there are 100 people here. Okay, so we need to we have to what? We have to minimize this. We have to minimize this and maximize this. Isn't it? Maximize this. Right. How do you maximize this? One, obviously, we can take this as 100, isn't it? This maximizing means minimum. We can take this as 0, isn't it? 0. Maximize. You can maximize to the multiple ways. You can. Okay. This. So I think I should have taken large values. We'll take after this. We'll take some huge values. Okay. I think I should have taken some huge values. Then you'll get some. So I think this will again follow the old method. all way of doing it. So this will become, you can take this as 100, then remaining this will become 5 possible, or you can split into 2 parts, where in 105 you can take this as 52 and 53. Either which way 0 becomes the smallest value. So there's no confusion there. Okay, this also will work out. Okay, now here, now what is the maximum value possible for now what is the maximum for at least 2? What is the maximum now? So once you see, at least once you get at least 2 and all the things, then you can actually get your exactly 2 minimum, exactly 3 minimum also you'll get. Okay, now at least 2, what is the maximum? Oh, at least 2. What is at least 2? At least 2. So you are for a maximum value, this should be maximum, the other 2 should be minimum. This should be minimum, this should be minimum, and this should be max. So what will be the minimum here? So max here, what minimum? Here minimum you can take it as 0. So this should be 53 and 52, isn't it? This is the maximum value possible. Okay, maximum value possible is 52. Right? What is the minimum value? Minimum value means this should be the least. This should be the least, and these two should be largest, isn't it? Right. So what we do is we take this as 100, and obviously now if this is 100, then you're talking about the minimum value. Minimum value will be 3 and 2, isn't it? Or you can take, this is the minimum value. Minimum value is 3. Maximum value is 52. Is that okay? Now we have added up to 105. Is that okay? So the minimum value here is 3 and the maximum value here is 53.
Sir, how did we get this 52 and 53, sir?
Why? 105, no? Because I took this as minimum 0. The rest has to be split, no?
Okay, yes, sir. Yeah.
And the condition is that 1 should be greater than 2, no? You cannot have less than that, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's take some very large values. Okay, I'm going to take some values like 90.
Sir.
Yeah.
Like if we get these values, don't we have to cross check?
That's what I'm saying. No, we did a lot of cross checking. So if you keep cross checking, it will not end it. That's the reason we shifted to a mathematical model. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we did cross check the previous case. We cross checked, no?
Yes, sir.
You want to get cross check, but then I don't think so. You should do it because we'll be doing the remaining exercise without cross checking. So let's assume that this is, let's say, 80, 75, and let's say 85. Then what happens? Now this becomes what? 240. Isn't it? This becomes 240. And what will be the maximum here? Minimum here is what? Minimum is this largest value, which is 85. Minimum value is going to be 85 here, and at least 3. At least the smallest value is going to be 75. These 3 are taken care of. Okay, the 75. Right? Now we need to get the other 3.
So before we get to other 3, like these 3 values, no matter what the number is,
It will not change.
Okay.
Because finally, see, you can, without even thinking, you can put that 75 in the center, no?
Yeah.
Without thinking, you can put. Then the rest will automatically say. Then you just have to adjust here and there. 75 is
because these values are very instrumental in like finding all the other values. Like you can easily.
So basically, when you put this 75, there is no guarantee that all the 100 will A union B union C 100 may not come. If you are putting the 75, all these values are assuming that A union B union C is not always equal to 100. Okay. When it is equal to 100, the calculation is much easier. We can use that A plus B plus C. It is a much easier calculation, isn't it?
Yeah.
A plus B plus C and A plus 2B plus 2C, 3C calculation is far easier than what we are doing now. Only thing is, it works beautifully when you have A union B union C is equal to 100. If that is not there, then what happens is this whole complexity comes in, and this gets adjusted automatically with what is coming outside. Is that okay? That is what. Yes. That is why we are using this system.
Yeah.
This system otherwise is not required when you are given A union B union C. If it is given, then you don't need this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because you get 2 specific equations and you can solve those equations. Now in this case, how do you go about it? Let's look at how do we get this. Now let's move ahead and try to solve this. So we are looking at this. This we saw minimum value of this. So which means minimum value means you have to maximize this. Okay, you have to maximize this minimum maximum this, maximum this. Okay. The thing is minimum here, if you take 0, what happens? If you take 0 here, this goes beyond 100, isn't it? I mean, you'll have, what is that? You can take 120, 120 is the best you can take. This goes beyond 100, which is not possible. Is that okay? So obviously this 0 as a smallest is not possible. This cannot come. So which means we have to work in the reverse manner. How do we do that now? So because we have a constraint as 100 as a maximum here, what do? We need to take this as 100. Okay, we'll take this as 100. Because this is a constraint. We can't take beyond that. This has to become 100. Is that okay? We can't go beyond that. 2 also can become 100. Right? It can become 100. Why? Because we can always have a situation where this is 0. So the number of people who are exactly 1 is 0. And so what is the remaining 40? So 40 is the minimum. Is that okay? So we can cross check this. Okay, let's cross check this. Okay. So I'm taking, so I'll just put these values. Okay, I think we'll draw it here without disturbing that. So I'm taking 40 here, right? And what is the difference? There is nothing here. Okay, all these things are 0. No, this is 0 because this value is 0. What is the difference between here? You have 60 here. So 60 of them will have to split between these two. And you need 80 here, you need a 75 here, and you need a 85 here. So you need what? You need a 60 being split. So 75, let's look at 35 and 45. 35, 40, you have 40 here. So you need how much addition? You need 35. So we'll take 20 and 15. 20, 15, and this is what? 60, so 20, 15, and 25. Okay, that's perfect. So we'll take 15 and no, 50, I think 20 you have to take there because it will have to hit the two largest we have to take here. Okay, so we are taking 85. So we have to take 20 here, 25 here. So I get this. So I'll take the small one, 15 here. Okay, now finished. Have I got this? Now, Pulkit, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
I cannot go below 50. I cannot go below 40. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 40 is the smallest. Now, let's look at the other one. Now, let's look at exactly at least 2. So now from here, what do you know? So one thing which you can suppose somebody asks you, what is the minimum number of people who will be exactly 1? The minimum number of people exactly 1, we have got this. It's 0, isn't it? From this, we got 0 as the minimum number of exactly 1. At least 1 is 100. At least 2 is 100. So which means exactly 1 is 0. That we got. Okay. Now let's look at least 2. At least 2 being the maximum. You have to do at least 2 has to be the maximum. At least 2 has to be the maximum means the other 2 will have to be minimum. So this has to be minimum. This has to be minimum. The other at least 2 has maximum. 2 has at least 2 has maximum. So now, so this is minimum. So suppose we take 0, not possible. We saw that 0. We cannot have a 0 here. So 100 is this also there's a constraint 100. We can't go below 100. So if you take 100 here, what happened? Remaining is 120, 140. We can have what? 70, 70. We can have 77. Okay. But then this is not the maximum. So to maximum would be what? We can have 100 here. We can have 100. So we can have 100 here and we can have a 40 here. So the maximum is what? Maximum is 100. Is that okay? Maximum is 100. That was there in the previous case. Itself we saw that. Maximum is 100. Is that okay? The minimum here, we can't do anything with this because this necessarily will have to be greater than this. So even the minimum value should be greater than this. So this is the maximum value possible for exactly 2. Okay, and this is the maximum value possible. This is see, you have a 60 here. This would probably be the maximum value for. We'll see that whether that will be what will be the minimum value now. Minimum value means it should be minimum. These 2 should be max, isn't it? These should be max. Whatever said and done, to get this max, we have to take 100 here. Now what will we do? How will you split it? Remaining you have 140. 140 splitting, what do you do? 70, 70. Okay, so this is the minimum value. 70 is the minimum value. Okay. So exactly 2, what is the minimum value? Exactly 2 minimum value is 0. Exactly 2 minimum value is 0. Exactly 2 maximum value is 60. We'll get all these now. Exactly 1 minimum value is 0. Maximum value we saw. What is that? Maximum value? I think in the previous case we saw. We'll have to check that out. I mean, I don't know for this what values we got, but we'll have 3 for Venn diagrams. We'll get the maximum value for 100 there. Okay. No, exactly 1, exactly 2, exactly 3 is obviously this. Exactly 3 is the same as this, isn't it? Exactly 2 we'll get, exactly 1 we'll get, at least 1 maximum, at least 2 maximum. So this here, it is very difficult to make a mistake with this. When you have indeterminate A union B union C. And that is the kind of question that we had in the last mock, where it was indeterminate. Are we okay with this now? So can we go to those, we'll go to the 2 mocks. The 1 mock that we did, I think 2 weeks ago, we'll solve that all over again, so that we get a hang of, and that thing, that also I think was 4, I think, I don't know, we'll look at that. And then yesterday's one was last week's one was 5. We had 5 variables, and we'll solve that mathematically. Okay, so now I'll just remove this. Can I remove this? I think there's nothing much I can do. You'll have to actually remove this. You'll have to. Oh, this is sorry. This is ICAT 17. I think I look at ICAT 18. That is where that easier Venn diagram is. We'll do that first, then we'll do ICAT's 17, where the tougher one was there. Okay, because we need to know both these methods and when to use it. Okay, so if you remember, this question was, this was a 3 Venn
So
diagram.
we can't see the
Okay.
screen.
Okay, I'll just okay, right. So this is the one that it was there. Okay, the one which we did. So here, if you're doing this out of 100 people in an office, 55 like to watch, right? 100 people in an office, 50 like to walk. Then you have 55 like to take the bus, and 66 like to train. 9 people. So when you're given all these things, then it will be much better to use that A plus, because the number of variables are coming down, isn't it? You use this, then you use the other method, because once this is given, then then it becomes far more easier, because you can directly start with A plus B plus C is equal to, and what are they given? There is no person who does not use either of the 3 modes of transport. Okay, so which means this is 100, and this is given as 9. Then you have A plus 2B plus 3C is equal to what is it? Total 55, 105, 171. Is that okay? Subtract that, you get B is equal to what? B is equal to, this is also 9. Okay, this is given as 9. So this B plus 2C is equal to 71, isn't it? And C is equal to 9. So you get B is equal to 1853. We get B is equal to 53. This is not the way they have solved it. That's the reason I'm trying to get this here, because they have taken a huge, the approach they have taken is they have used all X, Y, Z, multiple things, and then done it. Okay, so I just want to avoid that, because it's very, very easy. Once you get this process, it's very easy. So they have taken this whole process, which is very, very complex method of working. That's the reason I just wanted to avoid. This is a very simple way. I mean, once you understand these 2 concepts, most of these problems you can solve very, very fast. Okay. Though here, see, it is not blanket like the previous case. What the problems which we did was none of these values are given here. Now, since the values are given here, it becomes far more easier for us. Just that we are using this approach, but then we are using this method. Is this okay? How you are understood how I arrived at 53 fast? Okay, which is not the way they calculate. They have taken this as X, they have taken this as Y, they have taken this as Z, then they have taken 50 minus X minus Y, and that's how they've done. Okay, and so that, I mean, I'm not saying that is I feel that it takes too much time. This one you tend to get it much faster. The moment you've got this 3 as this, and it's given here, something is given. Number of people who like walking and taking the train. Number of people who like walking and taking the train is 4 by 3 times. So this is 4x. They've given this 4x. This is 3x. They've given this. Okay, which means, and this is let's say this is y. Okay, this is y. And one condition they've given is there is no person who does not use either of the 3 modes of transfer. Number of people who like to walk, only 2. The number of people who like is at least 1. So this should be greater than 1. Okay, this value should always be greater than 1. These are the conditions given. But with this approach, you're able to get this very fast. So once you get this, what do? We'll just remove this. I hope you understood how we got 53, right? Once we got 53, how do you do? We can actually take it as, 7x plus y. 7x plus y is equal to 53. That is your special equation, isn't it? So the possible values are, first possible value of x is 7, isn't it? X becomes 7. X becomes 7. That is one value. Okay. Only condition is this should be greater than 1, isn't it? So what is the first possible value? First possible. So we'll write this here. Okay. So I think we'll write this 7x plus y is equal to 3. 50. The first possible values, x is equal to 7, y will be equal to 4. Then you have x is equal to 7, 6, 42. Then this becomes 11, 35. Then this becomes what? 20. 735. This becomes 18. Is that okay? Right? And then this again will go to 4, 28, and this becomes 25. So we'll just try out these values and find out. Okay. So now you have multiple options, but then you have arrived at this very fast. And then you'll probably will plug in these values and find out the options. The critical constraint is that this cannot go below 1. Okay. So if the moment that becomes less than 1, then you have a problem. Till that point of time, we'll go. So now what we'll do is we'll use this as the first one. So 4x and 3x. So we'll take this. Okay. So 4x and 3x, what do you get here? You have 4x. This was 28. Okay. X is equal to 7, isn't it? X is equal to 7. 28, 21, and this was 4. Okay. That's your first condition. So you have 30, 34. So this is what? 30 and 34. This is 21. This is 30, 40, 58. This is 8. Isn't it? Yep. This 30, 30, 58, 8. Yes. 13, 34. Yes. And this is 13, 41. This is 9. So it satisfies the condition greater than 1. So this is your first one. Okay. Now let's look at this again. Okay. Now this is your first condition. Now here you have 9. This is 66. This is 50. This is 55. What is the next one? You take 6. So this becomes 24. This becomes 18. And this becomes 11. What is the value? 19 and 37. You have 18 here. Okay. Sorry. 17. Yeah, you have 17. 20, 38. Yeah. And here you have 42, 51. So you have 15. So you increase it by 6. Yes. 42, 51. Then you have 15. Okay. And what do you have here? 11 plus 9, 20. 44. This becomes. Have I made a mistake somewhere? Okay, let's see that. 20. This becomes 6. This again satisfies. Is that okay? So one more. These are the 3 options. But I don't think it will take too much time to draw these 3 options now. There are actually only 3 options. Then here you have again 9. This becomes into 5. So you have a 20. This becomes 15. So 20, 15. This becomes 18. Okay. Now this is 27 plus 15, which is 42. So this becomes 13. Okay. And this is 24, 44, 44, and this becomes 22. Okay. 27, 47, this becomes 3. So you can check the pattern. Now this was 9, this became 6, this became 3. So if you go to 5, this automatically becomes 0. Okay. You can see everything is going in an AP. So that's what happens generally. In these kind of things, because you have a special equation, everything becomes an AP. You have 4, 11, 18. It's an AP. 21, 17, 13, AP. Isn't it? So everything will become AP. You'll say 8, 15, 22. Everything will become AP because you have a special equation. And we saw in a special equation, everything becomes an AP. So these are the 3 options. You got the 3 options very fast because you're able to get that 53 pretty fast. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to take too much time. If you go
So why did we do 3 whole set diagrams? Can't we check only for walking?
No, but the condition is given. Now, there are 3 possibilities. The only condition is what? Greater than 1. It should be greater than 1. So all these 3 conditions greater than 1, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So, but you drew the entire 3 circles and then filled each and every circle. So can't we, because the first question is only for walking. Also, so you're solving
No, no,
it.
I solved the whole thing. I mean, I'm just saying that this is what you have to do. I'm just,
my God.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not looking at from the question point, a specific question. I don't even know what the specific question is. What is the minimum number of people who did not take the train or the bus? So which is what? This is 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I did not look at the specific question. What I'm trying to say is I did not look at the specific questions. I am looking at from the larger point. I just solved it completely. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, and the maximum people who did not take the train or the bus would be 9. Correct.
And the maximum people who did not take, yeah, that's 9. So these are 3 possibilities: 9, 6, and 3 other possibilities. 3 possibilities. It is satisfy all the conditions that are given there.
Yeah. Okay. Sir.
Okay. So, what I was just any question on what I have done? What are the maximum people who would like to take the train only? Train only. Maximum number of people is what? 22, isn't it? 22. 22 is the maximum number. It's given here. So I think all those questions are easy once you get these 3 items. Okay. So this is wherein it's given what 100 people are inside. No confusion. All the 100 are there. A union B union C is 100, and additional figures are given here. You're given that 9 is given, then that 4:3 is given, 4x and 3x is given. A condition that should not be greater than 1 is given. So it is fairly easy, and we got that 53 pretty fast. Okay, so this is actually a far more easier problem than the one that we missed out in the which we said that we will do this week. So that we'll do that next one. Any questions here? Use that ABC method, not the 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we saw that. The reason being, because A union B union C is equal to 100. Right. Now, I'm leaving this. So now let's me look at the other. We'll do it together. Okay. I will not solve. I mean, we'll do it together. Since I'll give you time to solve it also, so that. Right. Now, see, look at this problem here. What is given here? Leading. Okay. This was a question. Leading coaching institute of the country prepares its students. These are the exams that they have written. These are number of people who have written. Okay, that's it. Breakout number of students who have written. And the first question is what? Which among these could be the difference between the maximum minimum number of people in this institute? Okay. So, right. So what we have here is these are the people you have. So what is the first thing that we have? We know we can write this 1, 2. I think you solve it. I think you should solve it. I mean, let's not rush it. I think you can solve it. Okay, solve it. You try this out. What could be the maximum number? I'll just try it out. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Solve it. Okay, the question here is this. I think you'll have to look at all those values here. I think, okay, let's look at this conditions first. Okay, each of these institutes. So here, what is it? The total is how much? 16, 42, 42 plus 32 is 74, 74 plus 36 is 110, 156. This is 156. Okay, the total is 156. Okay, first one. Leading coaching institute prepares for important. Each student of the institute prepares for at least. So at least 2 of these 3 exams. What does that mean? At least 2 of these entrance exams, it means that at least 1 and at least 2 are the same. There is nothing here. Exactly 1, there is nobody exactly 1, which means what? 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. Exactly 1 is not there. Okay, what is 1 we saw that 1 minus 2 is exactly 1. 2 minus 3 is exactly 2. 3 minus 4 is exactly. So here, there is nobody who is exactly 1 because they've said every student appears for at least 2 exams, which means what? As per, we don't know the number, total number, but we know that these 2 will be the same. Has to be the same. X and X will be the same, isn't it? And the condition is 1 is greater than 2 is greater than 3 is greater. All those conditions are there. Every condition is there. Okay. Now, I think this is the basic understanding from this. I think this is all that we can get from this. Are you okay with this two x and x? If you have any confusion, please ask me now. I've taken both of them as x because there is nobody who is writing exactly one exam. And exactly one exam is at least one minus at least. Okay. Right. So now let's look at the first question.
At least one is 0, right? Then
No. How is at least 1 0? What do you mean by at least one? Tell me. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, yeah.
sorry.
At least 1 is x and at least 2 is also x, which means exactly 1 is 0.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you need to you should not confuse it with that A, B, C, D. This is just okay. Now, who among them could be the difference between the maximum minimum number of students in this institute? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Maximum and minimum number of students of this institute. Okay, right. I think it is A union B union C. That's what they're asking. Is A union no A union B union C union D union E. So that is what is the minimum. Maximum we will not look at because maximum they have not given those values. They have not given that. So this so many students are there. They have not given that. So we will not look at that. Minimum we can always find. What is the minimum number of students? Tell me. I think you know what is the minimum number of students. The largest value here, isn't it? The minimum number of students should be the largest value. Isn't it? For at least one and at least two. Basically, at least one and at least two is the same thing. Okay. At least one. What is the max value? The minimum value. Minimum value is the maximum value. It is 46. Is that okay? We are taking at least one because at least one is equal to at least two. Okay. So that's okay. Then what is the max value? Max value is when you have all these as 0. Can you not have all these as 0? You can have all of them as 0. Or rather, isn't it? We can have all of them as 0. And this becomes x. Because we need a maximum value here, isn't it? We need max here. We need max here. So all of them we are putting as 0. So this becomes 156. So what is the value of x? X is equal to 78. Is it okay? The difference is what? 32. Okay. Hello, is it okay? Okay, fine. Now we'll just look at the solution. We'll just look at the solution. Right. I want you to go through solution also, just to understand the solution. See what they've given. They've taken that approach. They've taken the 2a, 3b, 4c, 5c, 5d. That's perfect. There's no problem with that. And the sum is 156 because that a anywhere doesn't exist. In the sense they've taken a as exactly 2. Okay. Now the maximum. This is okay. The maximum number of students is possible when the value of 2a is maximum. Assuming that B, C, D to be 0, we have 2a is equal to 50. That is okay. That is done. That's perfect. And this 46, they have taken this as 46. So this is perfect. There's no problem. Okay. Only thing is they have taken this approach, which works okay for this. Right? It works okay for this. But the moment you go to the next one, it doesn't. I mean, you'll find it confusing.
So can you please explain 46 again?
46, I think we talked about in that. No, you remember the previous one?
You said the maximum value should be the.
Yeah, the maximum value should be it. We remember we draw that. We drew that. You remember the Venn diagram which we drew?
Yeah.
We'll draw that Venn diagram all over again. 50, 55, 60. So remember that? 50, 55, 50. Remember that Venn diagram?
Yeah. So if you take the maximum
50, 50, 5, and 5. What is the maximum? What is the minimum value? You cannot go below 60. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever you do, you cannot go below 60 because at least one person has chosen 60. No? Some people have chosen 60.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
You cannot go below 60.
Yeah.
Because okay, it's like this. 60 people have chosen hockey. It basically means that there were at least 60 students there.
Yes.
Because you gave 60 chocolates to 60 students, which means 60 students should have been there. No?
Yeah.
You cannot go below that. So basically, you cannot go below 46. 46 is the minimum number of students that will have to be there in the coaching institute. Because okay, it's like this. 46 people wrote Snap. Can one person writes not twice,
No.
which means 46 people should have been there at least.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so I mean, this as a Venn diagram, you understood this picture?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got it.
The maximum can be anything, but the minimum definitely cannot go below the largest value. And is that okay? Right. So maximum of A union B union C is 178 and the minimum is 46. Right. Now let's go to the next one. Any question? Anybody has anything? Okay. Now let's go to the next. What is the next question? If the number of students is in this institute, if the number of students in this institute is minimum possible value, then at most how many students have appeared for exactly 3 exams? Okay, which means they're saying that x is equal to 46. Now when x is equal to 46, what would be your at most how many students have appeared for exactly 3 exams?
X is equal to 46 or total 2x is equal to 46 here
No, x is
because
equal to 46, 46. There's 46. Both these are 46, na? X is equal to 46. What happens is, what you require here, you need a maximum value here and a minimum value here, because you need a maximum difference here, isn't it? This difference should be max. They are sold exactly 3, isn't it? Exactly 3 will be the difference between at least 3 and at least 4. This should be maximum. That at most how many students have appeared exact. So this should be maximum, this should be minimum, and this is this difference should be there. So if this should also ideally be minimum, you know why? Because we'll check this out. Okay, we might have to try 1 or 2 options, but then this is what we need. We need a huge value here and need a minimum value. That's what we require, isn't it? So one possible start is, where do we start from? If you start this as 0, okay. Now let's look at this. I mean, have you solved it? Is there? Can I go ahead and solve it now?
so 45 it should be.
Let's look at that. Let's look at it. I don't know. 46 is what? 46, 92 is over minus 92. How much is remaining now? 64? No, 54. 64 is remaining, isn't it? 64 remains now. Is that okay? 64 will have to be distributed now. Okay, I'll assume 0 here. Okay, I'll assume 0 here. But if I assume 0, what happens? And if I can take 0 here, then this becomes 64, which is not possible because it should be less than this. Okay, so obviously that is not possible, right? So we'll just not use this for the time being. So what we'll do is I'll try and put this as 46. I'll take this as a 46. Why not? I can take this as a maximum, isn't it? I can take that as 46. Now the remaining I'll split now. Okay, I'll remove another 46 from this. So I have another 18 remaining. Isn't it? Now I should look at the minimum now. What will be the minimum? 18. Wait, I can take it as 9 and 9. Okay. Yes. Are we okay with the split? This distribution. I need a minimum here. I need a minimum here. I need a maximum here. I can definitely take 46, where I'm assuming that there is nobody in 2. All of the minimum is 3. Okay, so with all the 46 will choose at least 3. Okay, and then I need a minimum here because I have a remaining of 18. What will be the minimum value here? I can take 10 and 8 also, because but then when I'm saying it is greater than, but it is greater than or equal to. I can take it greater than or equal to, isn't it? So which means 9 and 9 is okay. Otherwise, this will become what? 10 and 8, which is not, it has to be greater than. I can take it as equal to, which means 9 and 9 is possible. So what is the difference? The difference is 37. Value here is 37. Oh, difference is 37. Okay. Right, the answer is 37. So if you look at here, the problem here is, see, if you go through a solution, I'm not saying this, there is a, okay, since you're supposed to maximize the number of students who have appeared for exercise, the equation will take the form this. Why should it be 3b plus 5d is equal to 56? Is very difficult to understand. This is okay. A plus b plus cd is equal to 46. This is okay. These 3 equations we get. But then you have, why did you not take A and C? Why did you take only B and D? I mean, that is not easy to understand. If you go through this method, it is very clear. You'll know what to maximize, you'll know what to minimize. Everything is very clear when you take this approach. Okay, that is the reason why this approach is pretty powerful. It's very difficult to make mistakes. It's very easy to do also. just have to write these numbers. You get this, you maximize this, minimize, you know how to go about manipulate a bit, and you get the answer straight. Because you have A, B, C, and D, 46. Here you have 2A, 3B, 4C, and 5D is equal to 156. Why did you eliminate A? Why did you take A as 0 and why did you take C as 0? Is something which is not easy to understand from this. That's all. Okay. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. Now, let's look at 57th question. See, it becomes such an easy question. Because once you get this, Philip, this whole problem becomes so very easy. So this we cannot compromise. This has to be 46, 46. We cannot go below that. Okay. Whatever said and done, we cannot go below this, isn't it? We have to give this 46, 46, isn't it? Because we cannot go below that. So that has to be given first itself. Though here we are maximizing. When we are maximizing this, we can't start from here because this is a constraint. We cannot go below this. If suppose you had said minimum value or something like that, we can. If you say this is a minimizing, if you have to minimize this, then we don't need to that. Maybe we can get a value greater than 46. Okay, you might get a value greater than 46, or it might be 50 also. So it might be. But then if you're minimizing, but if you're maximizing this, then we should take the minimum values. We are taking all minimum values. Then we are taking all minimum values here, so that we get a maximum here, isn't it? Maximum should be should be. Oh, sorry. Exactly, for example, is maximum. This should be maximum, isn't it? Which means one of this value should be maximum. That should be minimum. Sorry. This 4 should be maximum. 4 should be maximum, and this should be minimum. So you get a maximum value. Exactly 4 is maximum. And how many students took exactly 3 terms? So how many? So which means you're asked to find the difference between these two in that situation. What is the difference here? Exactly 2 is how much? If this is maximum. So what do we do here? Definitely we have to take these two. The minimum values here means obviously you have to take 46, 46. How much remains? 92 remains. Sorry, 92 there. We saw that 64 remains. 64 remains. And this 0. Minimum, this can be taken as 0 minimum. Is that okay? 0 is minimum. Are we okay with this? 0 is minimum. We are taking 0 minimum. So then we need a maximum value here. What is the maximum value possible? Now tell me, what is the maximum value possible here? These two can be equal, isn't it? I can take 32 here. I can take 32 here. Is that okay? Can I do this? Is that okay? Right. So which means now what will be the value? They've asked you how many of the students exact 6 students took the exact, no, not 6. Sorry. What is the difference here? This difference is 14. So 14 is the answer. 14 people took exactly 2 exams. P40. 14 is the answer. Exactly. Right?
Sir, I want to ask you one thing. 46 is when we are trying to maximize the number of students, right? Or
no. Let's look at it very clearly. What is it that you have to maximize? Yeah, we have to maximize 4 and minimize 5, isn't it?
I understood this thing. I just wanted to ask, like 46, when you're assuming it has to be the minimum for 1, I'm saying at least 1. It is when we are trying to maximize the number of students, right? Or
No,
from
there is no question of maximizing or minimizing students. The students, total number of students are basically the maximum number of students is 78 and the minimum number of students is 46.
Yeah.
See, why did I take 46 here? Why did I take 46 here? Because they're asking you to maximize here, isn't it? When they're asking you to maximize here, what does it mean? You have to minimize everything else?
Yes.
What is the minimum value I'll have to take for x?
Okay.
Because see, I'm drawing the arrow here. Minimum values, all these are minimum values, isn't it? Because I'm asked to maximize, all minimum values I'm taking, and I can't go below 46. So I have to, draw a floor there. 46, I can't go. So I put that 46, plug in that 46 directly. Otherwise, I'll get wrong values. I'll probably go below 46 now if I don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Which will go. See, there are 2, 3 conditions. There's 1 greater than 2 greater than 3 greater than 4 is one condition. Second condition is those two things, A union B union C, we get both those values. And this also we get a value, isn't it? What is the maximum value possible for 5? The maximum possible here is always 16. You can't go beyond that, isn't it? Can you go beyond that? 16 is the maximum value that you can get for this 60. You can't go beyond 16. So that also is a condition. So suppose you have to maximize 5, you have to plug in that 16 and then do it. And only you will get the answer, right? Otherwise, what will happen is if that value goes beyond 18 or 20, then the value will become wrong. Your answer will become wrong. So you have to be careful with the A unit. When you have to most of the time you have to plug in that A union B union C. Sometimes you will not get that value. You'll be asked to find out A union B union C. In which case, obviously, you'll have to do that. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
You're okay now? Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's look at the last to find number of students who took exactly 2 exams. So exactly 2 exams. There's this difference. The number of students who took exam needs to be maximum. So which means you have to minimize this. Minimize this, which means these all the others should be maximum possible. So this should be maximum. This should be maximum. This anyway is given as 50-50. So this should be maximum. Both these should be maximum possible, and this should be the minimum possible. And 50-50 is over. So which means what? 100. 100 is over. So remaining is 56. And 56 will have to be divided among these 3. Isn't it? Will have to be divided among these 3 in such a way that you do not have a problem. So which means now let's start putting it. You know there's a constraint. This cannot go beyond 16, isn't it? This has maximum value possible is 16. I think you're okay with that. This value maximum value we are taking maximum values for both these and the minimum value. Maximum value here is 16. You cannot go beyond that. Okay. Right.
So can you repeat 16?
16. We have said that. I mean, what are the 3 things we saw? What is the maximum possible value for 5? All 5. What is the maximum possible value for all 5?
Okay.
Remember 60, 55, 50. What is the maximum possible for this? It is always 50.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Because the lowest.
Lowest will be the maximum. Yeah. I think.
Yes.
Is that okay? 60. Now what do we do? Now we have to. How much finish now? You again have got what? 40 now. That means 16 is gone. You have 40. 40 has to be divided. Now 40 has to be divided among these 2. Isn't it? 40 has to be divided among these 2. And this has to be minimum. Which means you directly split it into 2 parts, not 20 and 20, right? 20 and 20. Because obviously this has to be minimum. So now what is the question now? If the number of students is 50 and the number of students who took exactly exam need to be maximum. So this maximum, what will be some of the number of students who exactly 2 exams and number of students who took exactly 4 exams? So this is 30. And exactly 4 is what? This is 4. Is that okay? Right? Exactly 2 is 30 and exactly 4 is 4. The sum of that, it should be 34. Okay.
So here the number of students is 50 can also be interpreted as total is 50. That was confusing.
So that is how we started off the whole thing. Na? A union B union C, union D, union E is the total number of students, right?
So they have just stated if the number of students is 50 is very vague.
Why?
So if the number, we don't know what they're speaking about when they said the number.
No, it is okay. I mean, it basically means the number of students who are studying in that particular coaching institute. I think that's it. Yeah.
In this, we have taken 3, 4, and 5 as 2016. Why couldn't we take it as 19, 19, and 18?
That's what I'm saying. Nah. What is this condition here? This cannot go above 16. That's a condition there, isn't it? All 5 cannot go beyond 16. Isn't that a condition? You remember that? We discussed that. Here, the smallest value, all 5 cannot go beyond 16. This is the largest value possible for 5. Johanna, you remember that? First one.
Oh, okay, sir. Yes,
Remember?
yes,
50,
yes. Yes,
55. I cannot go beyond 50. So which means I cannot go beyond 60 years. So this is the maximum value possible there. If this was, let's say, if the maximum value possible was, let's say, for the argument's sake, let's assume that this was possible was, let's say, 20. Okay, if it was possible, then this we could have split this 56. 56 should be split in 3 equal parts. Okay, assuming it is possible, assuming let's say 19 is possible, we'll assume that 19 is possible, that 20 is the maximum possible. Then what will we do here? We'll take it as 19, 19, and 20. Isn't it?
mm-hmm.
Take this as 19, 20, and 20. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Wait, sorry, I can't do that. Wait. Oh, okay. In which case, this should, when it is 56, I can't do. But if it is 56, yeah, 56, I can do that. Not 19, 19, and 20. I will have to take it as what? 56 divided by 3 is what? 20. Sorry, 18, 19, isn't it? So 19 I can't take. I can't take 8. I'll have to take 18 here. I can't take 19 there, isn't it? I'll have to take 18 here. I'll have to take 19. I'll take 19. This would be the split. Because I need to take a minimum here. Nah?
Yes,
This is
sir. So that
19.
this is what I.
But then this cannot happen. I cannot go beyond 60.
We have to maximize at 60. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So I would suggest that you go through this, one more time and then try solving these problems. And this is once you do this, I think it'll be quite easy for you. I mean, I think I've solved at least singleton. I've done 3 questions there. This also I've done. You should try this out because I believe that Venn diagram is probably one of the most important areas in CAT where invariably questions come. And in some of these areas, see, I mean, Venn diagram has come in LRDI also. Some of the tough LRDI problems becomes very easy if you are able to get that equation fast. I'm not saying that you'll get specific answers. You might get possible like the one we saw, that three of them came up. The 3 of them also you'll get very quickly if you're able to get the special equation fast. Once you get the special equation, then those 3 options or 4 options come out very fast. Okay, but getting to the special equation takes time. Otherwise, if you use that that usual method of putting A, B, C, and then adding it up, solving equations, getting that becomes difficult. If you use that A plus 2B plus 3C approach, getting that equation might become pretty fast. I'm not saying always, but then you get the equation fast, and once you get that equation, you get the possibilities, and you can draw those 3 Venn diagrams much faster. You'll at least save maybe 50% of the time writing down those equations. Okay, so this is broadly what I thought I should do. Try working it out. Any other questions? Any question you have on what we did? I know it is conceptually slightly difficult, that 1, 2, 3, that at least 1, at least 2. Understanding that, you'll have to probably go through this video once again to solve it once again, and after you'll be thorough. There's no issues. You'll be thorough with this, and you saw how easy it is. And once you get this, the only thing you need to remember those 2, 3 maximum values and minimum values. You remember that it cannot go beyond this, it cannot go below this. So remember that, then I think this is a pretty easy one.
So this should be the 3rd or 4th set, right? I mean, most likely the 4th.
I don't know, because this is an easy one, because if you know this method, this actually becomes an easy set, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not, I wouldn't do it first. Okay, not first, definitely not, because the first question they're asking you maximum, minimum. There'll be easier sets than this. But this should not be. I mean, if you don't know this method, this is you'll never solve this problem. It's going to take a hell of a lot of time trying to solve it. Take it 25, 30 minutes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot solve this problem without using this method. It's going to be it's not that you can't solve. They have given some logic, but suddenly there'll be a break in logic. Like I said, why did they remove here? Suddenly they'll say, okay, A, B, C, D, A and C is, you have assumed A and C as 0. But why did you assume A and C as 0? That question will be there at the back of the mind. which is something which, and that is what is going to happen also. So if you use this, I mean, there'll be no confusion if you use this, because this is almost, in my opinion, this is when you have indeterminate A union B union C, this is probably the best way to solve it. I've not seen a better way that solving it than this. And if that is determinate, and if you can get two equations, then A plus B plus C and A plus 2B plus 3C is the best method. If A union B union C is not given, then 1 plus 2 plus 3, that I think is the best method. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So good night, guys.